How far can tennis go when talent, history, and an unprecedented reward come together? This year, the US Open will not only be the stage for the final Grand Slam of the season, but also for a historic moment in sports, especially if one name shines above all: Carlos Alcaraz. With each edition, this tournament has raised the bar in intensity, excitement, and now also in prize money. In 2025, a new record-breaking figure is at stake, and if Alcaraz lifts the trophy, he could take home something no one has ever achieved before. Stay tuned to find out how much, and why this US Open is set to change the rules of the game. The 2025 edition of the US Open, set to take place between August 24th and September 7th, is already making history before the first point is played. The United States Tennis Association, USTA, has announced that it will be the first tournament in the history of the sport to surpass $90 million in total prize money. This not only confirms its position as the most generous Grand Slam, but also raises the bar for the entire professional circuit. Compared to the $75 million awarded in 2024, the jump is significant. The organization has made a firm decision to reward the efforts of all players in a meaningful way. It's not just about compensating the champion, but about ensuring that each round, every win, and every minute on court has a real financial impact. And yes, this change directly affects the men's and women's draws, as well as the doubles categories. This increase has been carefully designed so that players feel the real benefit of their participation from day one. The USTA is committed to applying double-digit increases across all rounds compared to last year, a move that benefits not only the big names, but also those grinding through qualifying. It's a bet on a fairer, more competitive, and more sustainable tennis model. Beyond the direct prize money, the tournament has also reinforced its off-court support. All players will receive $1,000 for travel expenses, and they can choose between 2 free rooms at official hotels or receive $600 per day if they prefer to stay elsewhere. These kinds of logistical details are essential, especially in a calendar as demanding as the pro circuit. One technical aspect that could make a difference in long, high-intensity matches is racket stringing. In this edition, players will receive free stringing for up to 5 rackets per round, ensuring they can maintain peak performance in every point. In a tournament where every detail matters, this kind of support can be as decisive as a winning forehand or a clutch serve under pressure. And of course, the doubles categories will also take center stage. Both men's and women's doubles will see a 23% increase in prize money, and for the first time in tournament history, the mixed doubles champions will each take home $1 million. So, the US Open is not just breaking records, it's also promoting equity and visibility across all tournament categories. Carlos Alcaraz arrives at this edition as one of the main favorites and with more reasons than ever to give his all in New York. His connection with the crowd, his explosive development, and his champion's mentality have made him one of the most followed and admired players on the tour. If he manages to conquer this US Open, he will not only add another title to his already impressive career, he will also secure the biggest single paycheck in tennis history. The 2025 men's singles champion will receive €5 million. This figure represents a 39% increase from the prize awarded in 2024, when the winner took home €3.6 million. It's a strategic move that reinforces the value of every point played in the final rounds. And while there are many strong contenders, Alcaraz has everything it takes: youth, fitness, mindset, and a game that thrives on the biggest stages. These kinds of rewards don't just impact the individual player, but also their entire team. Coaches, fitness trainers, medical staff, and even their national federation can benefit indirectly from a player's success at a tournament of this magnitude. That's why, beyond sporting glory, what's at stake is also the consolidation of a professional structure supported by these results. The domino effect of this prize also reaches other tournaments on the calendar. With the US Open setting a new economic standard, the pressure is now on Wimbledon, Roland Garros, and the Australian Open. Will they follow suit in their next editions? All signs point to elite tennis entering a new era, where performance and reward reach levels never seen before. Additionally, this record-breaking prize amplifies the media attention around the tournament. Cameras from around the world will be focused on every move, every glance, every celebration. If Alcaraz triumphs, his image will circle the globe not only as a champion but as the face of the biggest prize ever awarded in a single tournament. A new chapter in his legacy. And an extra motivation for those who dream of following in his footsteps. In this context, every match becomes a unique opportunity. The stands of Arthur Ashe Stadium will vibrate with every point, knowing that what's at stake goes far beyond sport. Alcaraz has a date with history, and if he lifts the trophy, he'll do it not only as world number one, but as the highest paid tennis player ever in a single event. The 2025 US Open will be much more than just a Grand Slam, it will be a turning point in the history of professional tennis. With a total prize purse of $90 million and a record-setting reward for the champion, the tournament solidifies its position as the most ambitious and generous on the tour. And at the center of it all, a young Spaniard may write his most valuable chapter yet. Carlos Alcaraz doesn't just play for titles, he plays to leave a mark. If he manages to conquer New York this year, he'll set a milestone no one will be able to ignore. A record that blends talent, effort, and reward like never before. Tennis is entering a new era. And Alcaraz could be its brightest face. Can a defeat be the beginning of something greater? Carlos Alcaraz is convinced, every loss is just one more step towards the top. After losing in the Wimbledon final, far from breaking down, the Mercian has returned stronger, more motivated. And with one very clear goal in mind. With Cincinnati as the new battlefield, Alcaraz is back in action, ready to work hard, and with one name always present on the horizon, Jannik Sinner. How far can this rivalry go? And what is Alcaraz truly seeking at this point in the season? Let's find out. At the 2025 Cincinnati ATP Masters 1000, Carlos Alcaraz has once again shown why he's one of the most charismatic and followed players on tour. His presence on Media Day did not go unnoticed, and his statements revealed a perfect mix of ambition, maturity, and that freshness that's been with him since day one. After a well-deserved vacation, his message was clear: it's time to get back to work. And that work has one main goal: to reclaim the world number one before the season ends. Alcaraz doesn't hide. In his own words, he's satisfied with what he's achieved this year, but he knows the real challenge is yet to come. "I want to keep the joy on the court," he said. That phrase isn't random. For him, tennis isn't just about winning titles, it's about playing with passion and enjoying the journey. Even so, he knows he needs to rack up important points in this final stretch. And Cincinnati is a key piece in that strategy. One unavoidable topic in every Alcaraz interview is his rivalry with Jannik Sinner. Both young players have revolutionized men's tennis with their level, intensity, and thrilling matches. Carlos is clear: we've achieved big things in a short time. But he approaches it with ease. "We've got years ahead to keep building this rivalry," he said with a smile. Far from seeing it as pressure, he sees it as a privilege, competing at the highest level against someone who constantly forces him to improve. That mindset reflects Alcaraz's maturity. While others might obsess over rankings or headlines, he stays focused on his personal growth. He knows that every match against Sinner is a demanding battle, but also a chance to evolve. Most notably, he doesn't need grand declarations. "We'll see how far we go," he said calmly. For him, the rivalry isn't built with words, but with points, reactions, and victories on the court. Regarding his Wimbledon final loss, Carlos spoke with disarming honesty. It was the first time he lost a Grand Slam final, and rather than making excuses, he took it in stride. "Obviously, I never wanted that to happen," he admitted. But he quickly found the upside. He left the court with his head held high, knowing that even legends have gone through that moment. He didn't crumble, he accepted it as part of the journey. It took him just a few hours to move on. He reflected, analyzed, and realized there were many things to improve. But he also felt grateful. "I left proud of what I did," he said. That ability to learn from defeat without losing confidence is one of the things that set him apart. Because Alcaraz doesn't want to win just to win. He wants to be better every day. And in a circuit as competitive as today's, that can make the difference. Now, with Cincinnati ahead, the Mercian knows that every tournament is a new opportunity. He knows he needs to earn points to climb back to the top of the rankings before year's end. But it's not just about numbers. It's about sensations, competitive rhythm, and feeling unstoppable again on court. Because when Carlos finds his best version, he can turn any match around with a single shot. And it's precisely that level he's aiming to recapture on this swing. The Cincinnati Masters 1000 is not only important for its prestige but also for its place on the calendar. It's the prelude to the US Open, and a good performance here can set the tone for the season's final stretch. Alcaraz knows this, and that's why he's determined to approach every match with the intensity of a final. Every point counts, and every win brings him closer to his big goal. His connection with Sinner adds an extra layer of tension to this tour. While they respect each other off the court, there are no concessions on it. Every time they face off, tennis reaches incredible levels, and fans can't get enough. Carlos doesn't obsess over the rivalry, but he acknowledges its importance. "Let people talk about us," he said. And it's true, the public has already placed them at the center of a new golden era in men's tennis. That rivalry, however, doesn't define Alcaraz's entire career. He's often said that his true competition is with himself. Improving his serve, refining shot selection, staying calm in key moments. Small details that make the difference in big matches. And if there's one thing he has in abundance, it's motivation to work on all of them. Not due to outside pressure, but because his ambition comes from within. So the big question now is, can Carlos return to world number one this year? In terms of points, yes. In terms of form, yes. But beyond the math, what really defines his chances is his attitude. The fact that he didn't give up after Wimbledon, that he keeps smiling even in tough moments, and that he approaches every tournament with renewed hunger, says more than any stat. He's ready for the fight. And Cincinnati could be the perfect place to launch that comeback. With his energy, charisma, and explosive tennis, Alcaraz has all the tools to shine again. The season still holds plenty of great moments, and he wants to be a part of all of them. With his eyes on the top and feet firmly on the court, the Mercian is ready to write a new chapter in his story. And who knows, maybe another in his intense rivalry with Sinner. Carlos Alcaraz has once again proven why he's one of the leaders of tennis' new generation. With sincere words, clear goals, and raw ambition, he's made it clear, the end of the season will be a battleground, and he won't stay on the sidelines. After the blow at Wimbledon, he's back stronger, more mature, and focused on reclaiming the ATP throne. His relationship with Jannik Sinner, far from being a burden, is an extra motivation. Together, they're building a rivalry that could define an era, but Carlos knows his true rival is in the mirror. Cincinnati is just the start of a final sprint where every match could bring him closer to the top. And if anyone can do it, it's him. The 2025 season still has many stories to tell, and Carlos Alcaraz wants to write the most thrilling ones. With Cincinnati as the next challenge and world number one as the ultimate goal, the Mercian is ready to leave it all on the court. Will this be the tournament that launches him back to the top? Or will there be a new twist in his battle with Sinner? If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell, and tell us in the comments, who will win this time, Carlos or Jannik? See you soon with more great tennis.